Welcome to the Ellie Schiller Homosassa Springs Wildlife State Park. We are a refuge park. We take in animals that have been injured and imprinted on humans or for whatever reason can no longer survive on their own in the wild. We bring them in here and provide an assisted care facility for them, as it were. And they serve as representatives of their species to the general public, which makes people want to hurt them less. Hey, a fan. Over there is the famous observatory, the Fishbowl. Hello. You having fun? Yeah. That's where the manatees get fed. But today we're heading to see Jody give a talk on Florida fauna. Florida. Wow. Florida flora. Okay, now this video is not looking very smooth, so it was done mainly as a test to see how smooth it would be on my scooter here. Let's take a loop around the Fishbowl just for the heck of it there. Oh, they're fixing the windows. I haven't seen that yet. Oh, bumpy. You think riding a scooter is fun, huh? Okay, smooth here. Oh, and look at all the gear there. Okay, they're working on this. And we'll park here and take a look. Boom. Okay. All right, you can see there's their air pumps. Probably to power the tools because they're using air tanks. And they're down there. Let's go down and take a look. Descending below water level into the Fishbowl, where we find, dirty windows. Okay, so those windows are still being worked on. And here's our man working on the window. There we go. They had to go down to 40 grit paper, I was told. They started with 200 and it just wasn't doing the job. And I guess they're covering up what they're not doing to protect it until they get to put the finish on it or something. But that's one heck of a way to do a job. Oh, look at that. Oh, cool. Throw one sander up, give me another one. Oh, and handholds. Okay, cool. Wow. Okay, that baby is grinding away. 50 years of wear on those windows. Abrasion from being cleaned every day. And it just left micro scratches that filled up with algae. So that's, they were looking at replacing them, but that would have cost $500,000 and might have destroyed the Fishbowl. So they came up with this thing, which is a fairly new procedure, and it worked fine. I saw a test sample, a test area a few months ago, and it was great. So looking good there. So let's continue on our way. Oh, there's some fish. Want to see fish? Look at those fish. I've seen so many fish. This is one of the few places in the world where saltwater and freshwater fish come together. We're right above the spring now. It's 65 feet below us. And looking out here towards the park. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, we'll continue on our way. Vroom.
Let's go under there. That's what we go in. What is that?
Okay. Oh, bumpy. I wonder how anti-shake and wobble will work on this one. Okay, there's the monument. I forget who the guy is, but he was like an important veterinarian or something for the park. And we're heading down to what was the original entrance building to the park when it was a private place. It is now the education center where the program I'm here to see is going to take place. Down in the Garden of the Springs, which was the attraction at one time. They used to grow orchids here. They were sold all over the world. It was a world-renowned source for orchids. In fact, the hut house way out back on the back property is now the maintenance shed, but that was originally the hut house. So we're coming here to the Garden of the Springs Discovery Center. That's a new sign, where Jody Lanier is going to be making a presentation today. Ta-da! Well, let's take a buzz around the Garden of the Springs while we're here. Garden of the Springs is where the annual Festival of Lights is held. A magnificent presentation put on by Sebastian Hayes, or Hawes, I forget which one it is, but he does a magnificent job. And now that the Oswald lights are gone, it's the best there is. Okay, this was the Garden of the Springs. That was all gardens, and that was the entryway, the entrance building. That parking used to be over here, and there was also a beach over there where the platform, the overlook platform is now. You see that raised section? There used to be a beach there, and people would come down here and rent a bathing suit and go swimming for the day. And get back on the train and go back to Ocala. The train used to come down here. Fishbowl Drive used to be a railroad track, and the trains would come down here to pick up things and fill their boiler at the spring. And some of the things they picked up were mullet and cedar and pine and cypress. And we'll go take a look at the creek. The river. This is the Homosassa River. From here we flow 9 miles out to the Gulf of Mexico. The Homosassa Spring is the source for this river. There's another spring a little bit up to our left that also contributes, but the main body is this Homosassa Spring. It's one of 17 magnitude 1 springs in the United States. Pumps 50 to 60 million gallons of water a day. And the manatees like to hang out here, and people like to swim out here, but they're also looking for the manatees. But they're mostly gone now. It's too warm out in the Gulf, so they're out in the Gulf again. Up there, that's a little tributary. And there's a house up there that was originally the original water supply pump house for the town of Old Homosassa. And a nice overview of the Garden of the Springs and the gazebo. There's a lot of weddings take place there at the gazebo. And you can see some of the lights are still on the trees here from the Festival of Lights. Okay. This is also where the kayaks, the park employees who have the manatee watch during the season, launch their kayaks from just out here at Gate 1 over on our left there. And they keep an eye on people, make sure they don't mess with the manatees. You can touch a manatee if it approaches you with one hand. You cannot chase after them, you cannot disturb them if they're feeding, but they are very curious and they will come to see you. This guy's pushing the limits here. During the season you can't come in this close. There's no particular reason to come in there now because there's nothing there. And there's the bridge over the river where the gate is that keeps our wild manatees in and the wild manatees out. Oh, there's some flowers down there. I wonder what those flowers are. I wonder if Jody will talk about that. Okay, so we're going to head back to the Education Center and see the program, and there's a little bit of the little intro into the park. A knoll. I'm big on anoles today. Had fun with my little anole this morning. Fed him a bug. Now this is just one tiny piece of the park. Most of it goes to the right of the fountain where we entered, and that's where all the wild animals are. But for now, we're at the Education Center.